Hello investors. I wish you all a day of trading filled with luck. Let me briefly introduce my channel. This channel does not focus on financial reports or media coverage that spreads fear or risk like other channels. Instead, my channel is dedicated to real-world trading during market sessions, always adhering to stop-loss strategies when necessary, and holding strong when stocks are bought at the best possible times, especially when others are fearful. In my videos, I guide you through buying stocks, offering multiple entry points and different buying strategies. This is due to the variations of each stock and the differing tactics of large institutional investors. Therefore, don't be surprised by the entry and exit points of each stock that I meant. Who bought at the points I discussed in my previous video, particularly with Hogue stock, would have seen a good return. I specifically mentioned that when Hogue is in a correction phase, it is a good time to open a buy position, meaning that buying at $176 was an excellent opportunity. Hold on to your position with confidence because it's a tough entry point, but the perfect time to buy and hold. The stock trend is strong, so don't worry about a trend reversal. Stay tuned to my videos for reference and to find great stocks for your portfolio. Feel free to ask any questions you may have, and I'll be happy to help. Now, let's briefly discuss the overall market. Currently, the three main indices Dow Jones, S&P, and Nasdaq are showing strong upward trends. In my opinion, a slight pullback in these indices will make them even more attractive, as they will provide better buying opportunities for stocks. Let's now look at some market stocks. First up is the Tran crypto token, which has been on a long-term downward trend, but is now starting to balance out. This gives us some safe entry points. However, with this Bitcoin-related token, you should avoid buying during a breakout point. Instead, look to enter at the consolidation zone. For Bitcoin, I recommend purchasing in the $6.3 to $7.3 range. The middle of this range offers a safer entry point. This token is ideal for investors who work full-time and prefer longer-term investments for peace of mind. When purchasing, don't rush the process. This asset may take 2 months to show significant growth, but the price range I mentioned is a safe zone. However, Bitcoin-related stocks are expected to see growth soon, so it's important to consider this before making any decisions. Remember, we invest based on probabilities, so nothing is ever 100% certain. If the daily candle closes below $6.3, we can sell to protect your portfolio. After that, monitor the price. If it returns above $6.3, then consider buying again. Next, let's talk about this Bitcoin asset. Currently, it is still maintaining an upward trend, so you can hold on if you purchased at a favorable price. I'd like to briefly discuss this asset in terms of short-term investment strategies. As I mentioned previously, buy when the price experiences a mild correction and the daily candle is short around the $104,600 mark. Sell immediately if the daily candle closes near $100,100. When Bitcoin rises to $108,400 but fails to break through, sell your position immediately, observing the daily candle for a long body with a weak top. However, based on the trading session's performance, the trend reversed, and the daily candle movement at that price level was quite short. Notably, the daily candle lengthened during a correction, which means we can continue holding at this point, as I previously mentioned in the video. Currently, you should closely monitor Bitcoin. If it experiences a significant correction to the $103,300 range, and the daily candle is long, sell immediately to protect your account. However, given the current trend, according to the line I've drawn on the chart, it seems to have broken through the downtrend and is beginning to accumulate for a potential positive upward trend. If Bitcoin does not close at that range, the trend is very positive. We should closely observe the market. If the daily candle closes shorter with a narrow range, we are likely entering a very favorable phase of the trend. But if the daily candle closes low and the candle body is long, this would indicate an unfavorable signal. Since you are engaged in short-term trading, it is important to follow the principles of holding and selling at the right times. If this style of investment doesn't suit you, you might want to explore other Bitcoin assets for a safer investment strategy for your portfolio. Since my videos are relatively new, less than a month, I can't provide a more accurate or ideal entry point at this moment. Next, let's discuss ETH. ETH is showing a very strong upward trend. If you bought at the $2,400 price level, you can hold on for long-term profits from ETH's growth. However, if the daily candle closes below $2,300 and the candle body is long, sell immediately to exit your position. For new purchases at the moment, we can buy around the current price of $2,490, but you must sell immediately if the daily candle closes at $2,390. Looking at the chart, ETH's trend looks very strong, so it is unlikely to experience a significant downward move. Therefore, those who are looking to buy should closely monitor the price to enter new positions in their portfolios. If ETH doesn't drop in price and starts to consolidate sideways, and the daily candle closes shorter, this would be a good sign, as it would further support a future upward trend. If you need advice or support on which stock to buy, or have questions about entry or exit points, feel free to visit the channel link to ask. I'm here to assist you better, especially if you're facing losses or looking to restructure your portfolio into stronger stocks. You can contact the link below the channel for more personalized advice to help you create the best investment portfolio. If you've opened a buy position but are unsure whether it's the right decision, you can ask for guidance. You can also ask about any stock in the market. Next, let's talk about the stock ticker SPY. Before we dive into discussing this stock, I want to make a quick note. On my channel, we focus solely on stock trends and don't emphasize financial reports like many other investors do. You may choose to focus on financial reports if that aligns with your interests, but this channel is dedicated to guiding you on stock trends. So, please don't be confused about the absence of financial reports in my videos. Now, let's get to the main topic. Currently, this stock has a beautiful accumulation zone, with the price channel in a consolidation pattern at the upper channel. Recently, the stock has shown strong volume and price movement, which suggests that large institutions may be preparing to push the stock's price higher. If you're interested in the stock, you might want to consider opening a long position based on your preferences. At the current price level, the stock is experiencing narrow price fluctuations, which I consider a very good sign. You may consider opening a position at the price levels of $514.9 and $521.6. However, if the stock shows a negative reaction and closes below $506.9 on the daily chart, we should immediately sell to protect your account. Always follow the rules when necessary. If the stock consolidates sideways, with shorter daily candle closes and decreasing volume, you may also consider adding more positions to your portfolio. However, avoid entering a trade if the stock shows signs of breaking out at this level. I sincerely hope that my investors find good positions for their investment portfolios, especially wishing you success in opening buy positions at favorable prices and market conditions, so that you can hold onto the stocks for the long term. Lastly, in this video, I must disclaim that all my recommendations are purely personal, and you are fully responsible for your own investment decisions, including buying and selling. I do not take responsibility for your actions. Therefore, please think carefully before placing any buy orders. I wish all investors good health and a sharp mindset so that you can make well-informed decisions and invest in stocks with strong trends. I look forward to seeing you in the next videos. Please subscribe, like, and share the channel to motivate me to continue making videos for you. Thank you.